Yeah, that would definitely be cool.
The microphone is on?
Microphone is on. Microphone is on. Just adding
MTL in the house.
Adding in the
MTL?
Sponsor of the show, Audio Control, of course.
And this week is brought to you by Audio Control. If you want something, get Audio Control.
I think every week is brought to us by Audio Control.
There you go. Boom. Let's go.
It's Audio Control or the wire ruler. I mean, you take your pick. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Because I got two turntables and
a microphone.
So if I say everyone have fun tonight, what is the next thing you're going to say?
See ya.
No.
Oh.
No.
What I have to say?
There's a follow up to that when I say everyone have fun tonight.
I don't know,
There's
man.
part 2 to that.
I'm assuming it's a part 2. I don't know what is that. What is the part 2?
Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I'm waiting to see if anyone else can chime in with it.
What is the part 2?
You know, because I did that last night when I just got a DMRTA. Oh,
congratulations.
Splendid. Ooh, man.
Who got a DMRTA? Mario.
Boom, 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 bling, bling.
Okay. Hey, man. Your life is gonna be much easier.
Thank you. He got it right there.
Both
of them. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
I think I'm too
It's
young.
80s. It's 80s.
Yeah,
man.
I'm too young.
You're not too young. I'll play it.
Too young.
I will play it when we're done here as we're walking out to the cars.
I'm from the 2000s.
And you'll be like, oh, I remember that song.
Okay.
You totally will.
Just like always.
Yeah. Hey, one other thing, since we got the Wang Chung thing out of the way, I had a realization this week.
Really?
Yes, that was just kind of like I had for years thought that the
you're wrong.
Toyota was the worst sounding radio ever to exist.
Toyota was the worst.
Which were just the most
okay, and it's not Toyota?
It is not Toyota.
Okay,
we have found that out, that the Toyota us have found out the Toyota is not the worst sounding radio there is from the factory. It is in fact a Nissan.
Oh.
The factory,
about like today?
Yes, the factory Nissan radio and the Altima, which I hope is not what's in everything else, because Sue's Rogue sounds okay.
Okay, but I'm going to take that. Is the basic one.
Yes.
The basic
Non-Bose.
Altima.
Non-Bose. Non-Bose.
4 speakers.
The most hideous.
6 speakers.
I have never heard a car like if you need an example of
horrible radio, horrible
sounding radio, as well as the most ridiculous amount of bass roll off I've ever heard from a radio in my life. It would be the Nissan Altima.
Okay, it's funny because like Gabby's car, it's a 2018. It sounds better than this one. And that's the basic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My birthday was actually yesterday on the 4th.
Yeah.
And I'm a 72.
50.
You're way ahead of the game.
52?
Not 52. Not 52 yet. Slow it down, killer. I have a Frontier VS SV system, and this was an SV. It was the SV car. I don't know, man. Like the bass roll off in this was like,
horrible.
Holy God! Like you don't really notice, and then you add the subwoofer, and it's like, oh wow, hey, where did the subwoofer go? It actually just disappeared.
Yep.
That's so bad. Thanks you guys for all the birthday wishes. Another thing I did find out this weekend too. Everyone that sent me a birthday wish. Yep, we're Team 49, Fro. I went on Facebook, and it's like, if you took the time to send me, I'm going to take the time to send you one back. So I was texting a bunch of thank yous.
Such a nice guy.
And everyone was like, you're an idiot. And I was like, whatever. Facebook only lets you send so many comments.
That's why.
And I got hit last night with a, hey, we're going to lock your post for right now because you've commented way too much. And I was like,
you look like you're scamming people.
So then I went and edited The Boring Life of Dean and Haley for the birthday cake episode. So if you guys want to see the birthday cake episode, cameo, I'm going to tell you right now, we had a Fernando cameo. He missed his mouth and dropped the cake all over the floor.
I tried to grab the camera and I'm like, I'm looking. Not looking. But, oh well.
Apparently Christian sent you a... any word on when AC is going to release the Pro Mode for their DSP. Dude, I don't even think that's on the, like, I think that's still on the whiteboard. I gotta be honest with you. We have heard nothing of that at all, like zero, zilch, so I don't know. But if we're gonna see the guys at the end of this month, so that'll definitely be something that we will bring up and ask, because we want as much as you guys do, trust me. I got my shirt.
I don't have nothing, Christian.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
I don't have nothing, Christian.
I have a 2014 Avalon, non-JBL system. Sounds horrible. Can I bring it down and have you do what we do? I'm assuming you've seen the Avalon video that's happening right now. It will go to part 10. I'm just going to save you guys we're doing Harry Potter here, so there will be a part 10. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to get part 9, part 10, and then the full video of Jesus, like 12 gigs of, I don't even know how long it is. It's ridiculous. But should I use a Toslink or RCAs with Stinger High 10 with the Audison? I would definitely go Toslink in the Audison.
Yeah,
I would definitely, because that's got a way nicer, High 10 with a bit, 2020 non-amplified, or should I get a Kenwood? Oh, now see, I didn't see the bottom, the 1057. I'd get the 1057. I'm not gonna lie, I'd get the 1057 XR RCAs into that. Yeah, you won't be disappointed. Yeah, Dean Potter. I love Harry Potter. Who doesn't like Harry Potter?
Yeah,
I've read all the books. I'm that guy. I was in talks with Joshua at Audio Control about that, and it's in the works, but was informed he left. There again, it's one of those things. You gotta understand something when it comes to Audio Control. Obviously, we love them dearly, and they're big supporters of the show.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to leaks, if you guys recall, the 5-channel amplifier was leaked 2 years ago. All right, it took 2 years for the 5-channel amp to come out. So sometimes they talk about stuff way before it's ready. They're better at it now. They're a lot better at it now. Like, there's things that are coming that we know about that we're not going to talk about because they've figured out that that's not the best thing to do. So I'm going to say it touche. I'm going to say it however I want. Potato, tomato.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Christian, you send it to the wrong people.
Toslink is a digital light output on the back of the radio, so that's what that is.
Yeah.
So it'd be like if you don't, it's fiber optic. It's the easiest way to say it. When was the Avalon actually worked on from diaries this past week? No, it was worked on like a month ago.
Yeah.
It actually got kicked to the front because we needed content, and so it went up to the front. We didn't really expect it to go 10 rounds on the thing, but it did.
All right.
Yeah. Good.
All right. So 2019 Tundra 9 JBL system. I have a Stinger High 10. Is there a Maestro to integrate into the factory backup camera? Also, can you fade while using a Toslink into the DMA10 or any other processor?
Toslink is stereo left and right, so there's no balance front and rear when using it. It's just 2-channel audio, which is a conversation we always have to have when we do Toslink, especially in a car that has like backup sensors and front sensors and lane departure warnings and all that stuff, because like if you're retaining the factory radio and going with like a nav TV piece that has the Toslink output, then we have to tell everyone it's going to some left, some right, and you're just going to have right, left sound. When you're using it in a radio such as a High 10, you're just going to get left, right sound. That's it. There's no balance and fader. If you want to do balance and fader, you'd have to do it. Well, you couldn't do it. It's just not there. Which is fine because most people don't use balance and fader. What was the other part of the question?
The Maestro is not going to work with the High 10.
So the High 10, you could use the Maestro with a High 10, but not as the Maestro features, meaning it just becomes a basic like pack or Metro harness, smart harness. It will not give you tire pressure, door sensor, gauge clusters, or any of that other fun stuff. The pack harness will retain the factory backup camera if you buy the additional module or their cable. It doesn't come in the box, I don't think, on that one. It may or may not. I don't know. We haven't used theirs in so long. But you can still use the RR as a standalone, and it will still work. So I mean, you can still use it as a smart harness, and we've you can get your steering wheel controls. You just won't get the on-screen stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer the question, yes, you can still do it, retain your backup camera. You just won't get the Maestro features on the face of the radio.
That's the right one, Christian, with the bottom slash underscore.
Have you used the 61200 to run front stage with passive crossovers and 2 subs on bridge 3? Yes. Actually, we've done that quite a bit. We bridge it the other way though. We bridge 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We've done a couple. The one that pops in my mind, we've done a Jetta, we've done a couple Tundras. What we did find out is that doing the D61200, not the best idea. You really have to pay attention as far as how you set up the crossover and the time limit and all those fun things, because it's really not geared around doing that. You can do it. It's just not user friendly at that point. You do need Y connectors, and you got to do a bunch of fun stuff. The LC works way better with an external DSP, because then it just treats it as a normal amplifier. You can direct everything you want to do. But yes, we've used them on a set of Flax 3-ways, both times actually. Yeah, every time we've used it, we use it on Flax 3-ways, and it's like 250 watts. It's an insane amount of power. It's wonderful.
Saludos, Jose. Oh, man, look at that. Jose de Jesus. That's JJ.
Shut up.
It is. All right. It's my third. Thank you for the $10, man. Just install a JVC KWZ 1000W on my 2019 Toyota Camry SE.
Yep.
9 JBL. Your videos help me a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, thank you, man. Christian, thank you for the $4.99, man. I bought a Kenwood KIM BT 328U radio and can't figure it out why my Pandora keeps saying reading while and my Bluetooth doesn't work right.
So here's the thing when it comes to Pandora as an app built into the radio, it sucks. It's going to cause lots of problems and do bad things.
I would never use Pandora controlled by the radio.
Yeah.
I would definitely change it to Bluetooth.
Or just, when you stream it as Bluetooth, you can't use it as the app. You have to use it as Bluetooth. If the radio has CarPlay or Android Auto, use it in the CarPlay or the Android Auto. When you use it through Bluetooth, don't use the app, because again, the app doesn't function right that way. You got to remember, these technologies, like when Spotify came built in the radio and Pandora came built in the radio, they were kind of right at the cusp when CarPlay and Android Auto were starting to come out. I believe going forward, you're going to stop seeing those as source prompts in the radios, meaning you're not going to see a Pandora tab, you're not going to see a Spotify tab, because they just work better in CarPlay and Android Auto.
All right, so this one is a single DIN. It's a single DIN radio.
But there again, it's one of those things where these things are not being. Check to see if there's a software update. Okay, believe it or not, single DINs get software updates too. But it's one of those things where the software and the manufacturers, both Pandora and Kenwood, JVC, everybody else, Alpine, they've all stepped away from it. Yeah. And they're not going back to it. And
Arturo!
It kind of sucks. But yes, we actually had a problem the other day where a guy was same thing, and he had a video piece, and it was just like, we plug in the phone and everything works great. And I'm like, we'll do it that way. Oh, well, I'm used to using it that way. And it's like, yeah, but that sucks. Which sucks. It does suck.
That sucks.
Hold on. Send it back.
Send it back.
You should do a video on Morel, Focal, and Hertz sound signatures. The hardest thing in a system is picking components. Yes. That's all I can say to that. Yes. And it's, we had our friend, why did I just forget his name?
Apparently it's not that much
the boxes. William Berg. Sorry, William. We have our friend Mr. William Berg makes us the boxes. We have the amp. We're basically ready to go. We just haven't had any time to deal with it because COVID came and we just got so insanely busy.
You just blame COVID for
I'm
everything.
I'm gonna blame everything for everything. I mean, I just haven't had time.
No. And it's funny, but it's not that funny because like I know we have so much projects
this is the
to
stuff
finish.
That keeps me up at night.
Like we always are like, hey man, we don't have time. Little things that we're gonna do, but it's like.
I have a DM A10. Are there any good videos any good how-to videos set up the processor? Yes. We've done a couple DM810 audio control videos, like we did DSP Saturday, where we walked you through setting up a DM810. Basically, all the audio control processors are the same. It doesn't matter if it's DM810, 608, any one of the D-series amplifiers. They all use the same thing. However, audio control has a spectacular YouTube channel. And I'm sure somewhere in there, I know Matthew has done a couple different videos on walking through the setup page. I will have Thursday. Thursday will be the last video in the the Toyota Avalon, and we walk you through the process of setting up the 5-channel, which there again is going to be the same as the 8-channel. But yeah, if you can find our video here on DSP Saturday audio control. We walk you through the whole setup portion.
All right. Byron, you're welcome, man. He said thank you for my answer my question about the Toyota, the Hi10, Toslink, and everything. Yeah. So thank you for the $10, man. Audi 5000 Hertz, $499. Thank you, man.
Thank you for the happy birthday wishes.
He's like, I already know the answer, but Pioneer or Kenwood head units.
Well, for one thing, you can't find a Kenwood head. I'm sorry, you can't find a Pioneer head unit right now. They were hit hardest with the burning down of factories.
Yeah.
So, what is it? June? It's beginning of June. I think we'll start to see Pioneer start to flow head units back in the end of this month, beginning of next month, or possibly the end of July into August.
Yes.
They do different things. So how to look at it? No, I got one. Thank you. One of the things that I guess is the easiest way to look at like Pioneer versus Kenwood. I've been thinking about this a lot because I've been bored out of my mind while I've been running. So I feel Pioneer is more geared towards watching video from your phone. Okay. Not that the Kenwood, the big 10-inch Kenwood has HDMI.
It has an HDMI.
But
so
the 4000 series up on the Pioneer has HDMI. It has some wireless capability. Yeah. We've done the testing for the ability to watch YouTube through the web browser that it has. So from that aspect, I feel like it has really neat that kind of stuff. If you're patient enough to deal with it, because you have to be patient. Nothing is fast.
And find the right cables.
Yeah, and find the right cables.
Yeah.
Or just whatever. The thing with the Kenwood, though, is like you could still screen share. You can still do all that fun stuff. But they're geared around sound quality.
Okay.
So I think if you're going for sound quality, you have to go with the Kenwood.
Totally.
Not that the Pioneers sound bad. They don't. But they're just not on the level of the Kenwood. They still sound good. They're still top. If we're talking top tier radios, by the way, we're not talking the 199, 299. We're talking the expensive stuff, 4000 series up, XR Kenwood.
I feel the Pioneer came out like to be a lot popular is because it was cheap.
No, Kenwood. I'm sorry,
no, Pioneer.
But Pioneer's popular because it's been around since the dawn of time.
Yeah, but like a lot of people familiar with the cheap radios.
No. Trust me. You say Super Tuner, people immediately know you're talking about Pioneer. Pioneer is old as dirt. Okay, it was one of the OGs.
Perfectly fine.
Pioneer has been around forever.
Oh no, I can see that.
And the greatest 25 to life. Will Pioneer quality go down? It's owned by a Chinese company, and that is the big question mark right there because we don't know. Because they just bought them and then the bottom dropped out. So we have no idea what is coming. Because you got to remember, there's a 2 to 3 year life cycle on products. Meaning what they're designing today, we're not going to see for 2 years. Okay, so when this company bought them, those products were already in the pipeline. Like the current lineup of Pioneer is 100% already in the pipeline. It's already built. It's what you guys have seen. We don't know now that it's owned by this what is going to happen. Like what they're going to do. Who knows? It could be great. It could build awesome stuff. However, it could be like you said, and that they just concentrate on low-price leaders, just killing the market with entry-level products and just oversaturating that way, and riding their name like some other manufacturers have done in the past too, where it's like, hey, we're big and we're awesome. Let's just make some cheap crap for a while.
Right,
you know?
and so everybody can buy it.
Yeah. But yeah, Pioneer's old school. It's been around forever. You know, it's like Alpine. Alpine will always be Alpine, and they'll always be fanboys for Alpine. Good, always bad, Pioneer. And different. Yeah. You know, it's like we had a guy comment the other day. It was like, I would have gone with an Alpine. And it's like, no. I would have gone with the radio we put in the dash because like no wireless CarPlay, no audio grade components, no high res screen. No. Okay, right. So I'm going with this because it's got a name on it. Not gonna happen.
That's it, and that's the fanboys that they just like. If it has to be this one. Other than that, nah.
My ground power is always away from RCAs and speaker wire. Okay. What about the power and ground wires that are already in the car that you can't get your RCAs to move away from? What about those? Are you running the RCAs up the center of the car? Are you getting it away from every power wire in the car, or just the 4 or 8 gauge, or possibly 0 gauge that you ran?
Okay, now that we talk about that, somebody posted a picture on the Clean Wire Club. If you guys not a member, just go to Facebook, find that, and you guys can see. So this guy, Kenwood, 5-channel amplifier, high components, really nice, RCAs.
Yep.
Pro, right? So somebody comment of like, oh man, noise, like crazy. Oh, you're gonna have tons of noise. And it's like, no.
No, I'm not.
No.
I have no noise. No noise at all. You know why?
First, he used really nice RCAs.
Yeah.
You know, the equipment that he's using is awesome. No noise he's gonna have in that car, unless it's the car problem. But other than that, no blame on the product. So, you know, now we talk, and always been that problem. Like, if you run your RCAs...
Dude, this ain't the 80s and 90s, man, okay? These products are better.
Not anymore.
We literally beat this product. Anyone that wants to talk about that, go back and watch yesterday's Instagram 5 minutes of 5-star, because we covered that. Like, I felt we talked about it for like 5-10 minutes, and we hit that one pretty hard. BB Foot, no Catazero line. That you're right. That's gonna be tough in Japan for sure.
Yeah.
We got a set of speakers up here.
Now, if you buy those kind of amplifiers, they're just like, you might get noise.
So best practice to run RCA speaker wires through the center. No, best practice is just buy quality equipment that it's not gonna have those problems. I mean, look, man, most equipment that you buy nowadays is pretty reliable, pretty solid. I cannot tell you when the last time we put a car together and we got done and we're like, oh my God, there's noise.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you when the last time that was. Might have been a Porsche.
It was?
I think it was a Porsche, but I think it was a Porsche because the car itself had a bad alternator. So, you know, people get really, I mean, don't get me wrong. Power down one side, RCA's down the other. But we do that because of space.
Yeah.
I don't have enough room to run all the stuff down the one side of the car. I don't want to. So I split it up for that. But if you look at the side of the car, that bundle of tape that's going down there, that's, you know, the size of a 0 gauge on either side, there is tons of power wire, CAN wire, most wire, just shit going.
Yeah.
And you're running RCAs right next to that. But it's not the power wire, so it's okay. Baloney. Baloney. So, good product, good RCAs. That's the world we live in now.
What is this one?
That's an 802.5.
No, this.
Oh, this
the RCA.
is bad.
There you go. That's the picture that we're talking about.
Yeah, I saw that. Someone said noise. Yeah.
Somebody say, "Oh my God, you're gonna get tons of noise and everything." No,
you're not.
He's not gonna get no noise at all. So.
I mean, I bury that amp up in the kick panel of a Jeep. Okay, where it's literally stacked on stack on stack.
Yes.
And no, not a drip, not a hint, not a nothing. You know, maybe if I were to turn my gains up all the way and I had a radio that had like 0.7 volts, all right, I would get noise.
Right here, where is?
Yes, cars have 10 times electronics 20 years ago. 100%.
G35 Nando will say Sony GS9, their top of the line head unit with that. Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
That is the best. That is the best of the best. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
However, that is not for everybody.
No.
Keep in mind, the best is one thing. We'd all be driving Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, whatever you consider, whatever you have a picture of on the wall that says, one day when I win the lottery, that's mine. That's the best. Not that. That's just an amp. It was pretty cool for its time.
Yeah.
My point is,
What's up, Bobby?
the best is one thing. Bobby, thank you, by the way. I will enjoy that gift card. We also have to be realistic about life and the things. We play the cards that you have, get good RCAs, get decent equipment, not have problems. It just kind of all equals out.
Yeah.
But yes, the GS9 is phenomenal. If you're looking, for those who don't know what the GS9 is, the GS9 is Sony took one of their engineers and said, hey, we want to do something that's really crazy. We want to take the Sabre DAC, DAC, that we use in all our studio and professional stuff, and we want to cram it into a car audio single DIN chassis. Can you do that? Yeah, okay, sure, why? Because. And he did it. Now, most of you guys will say, oh, well, does it have Toslink? No, it doesn't have Toslink. It does, but not for that reason.
No.
It's only on there because their home stuff has it, but you wouldn't use it for that. It has 6-channel preamp output. Oh, it's got to suck. No, it has 6-channel preamp output because the DAC that's inside of it, remember, the whole purpose of the DAC, the digital analog converter, is to take what you're putting into it and make it sound good on the other side, okay? So when people are like, oh, I wish my radio had a digital out. Yes, that would be cool, but what are you feeding it into? You have to have something that has a badass DAC in it, or it's kind of pointless. Kenwood, for example, we were talking a lot about Kenwood, the XR line. The XR line has an awesome DAC built into it. Not a Sabre DAC, keep in mind, but a very nice DAC. So it does a really good conversion for your music from digital to analog and then out the RCAs into whatever you're going to pump it into. Now, if it did have a Toslink output or a digital output like the Stinger, the Stinger's DAC is okay. It's not the greatest. It's not on level with the Kenwood, but it's a nice DAC, okay? So, I mean, there are much worse, trust me. But let's say I want to go into a high-end DSP that has a really nice DAC in it.
Yeah.
Well, then that would make sense because it's like, I'm going to come out of here, I'm just going to take my digital out of here, don't screw with it, and put it into this unit that has a great DAC built into it that can handle that and do a better job. Makes sense. That's what it's for. Let's not get carried away. But there again, back to GS9 for a second. The reason why you buy a GS9 is because you're going to play DSDs, you're going to play FLAC files, not the speakers, high-res audio, and you want it to sound the best that it can. Or you're not going to be playing high-res audio, but because it might not be available, you want it to upmix. So it has its own salt and pepper built into it, which, as you can attest to, is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's Canada Dry. There you go. The screen is like this big. It's totally useless. It's got a big volume knob in the center.
And that's what you buy it for.
And you buy it for the knob.
It's okay. So nice.
Can't put a backup camera on it. You can't watch your phone.
Nope.
It's got basic EQ and DSP settings, but you'll never use them.
Nope.
You got to use your phone to it's the most kludgy thing. It's like every time we're testing something, he's like, hold on, I got to disconnect from here. It's like, just turn down the subwoofer volume.
You have to go into
I got to do 10 things because, we don't have a bass knob.
Now, change the station. If you want to listen to stations, you have to use the remote because it's kind of weird on the buttons. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's amazing freaking radio, man. I would never change it.
Do you feel you use a little too much zip ties on your amp rack? Do you use too much ketchup on your french fries? Do you use too much mayo when you're making a hamburger? I don't know. I don't know the answers to those questions. I feel like I use the amount that I need to have in order to get the results I'm looking for. And we know that it is enough because the people that come here to have us do their installs, they want that. Okay, so people always say, oh, that's way too many zip ties. I don't care. You're not the one that has to sit there and put them on. It's like threading 100 shoelaces.
Right,
It
right.
sucks sometimes.
And it's funny because it's a lot of people. They say, "Oh my God, I feel that there's a lot of zip ties."
It is a lot of zip ties. And if you want your zip ties to look like my zip ties, head over to mobilesolutions-usa.com and pick up the wire ruler.
Yeah.
And you too can have awesome layouts on your zip ties. The thing of it is use 4, use 5, use 400, use 500. It doesn't matter. Yeah. We have paying customers that come in the door, and they come here to get that done.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't. Hey.
No, can you imagine if we just do
Paycheck in hand because it's Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, and can you imagine if we build an ammo rack, right? And you just put like 5, 6 zip ties.
Which is fine.
Gone. Yeah, but then the customer is gonna be like, "Hey man, wow, like you don't even
would you get lazy on me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
what's
don't get me
going
wrong.
on?
We've created the monster. There's no question about it. But people like it, and people look at that and they go, "That looks clean. That's what I want." Prime example of that. If anybody caught the 4Runner, or not the 4Runner, the 4Runner that was in here yesterday. He drove up from Miami.
Yeah.
His best friend and him were looking for, hey, we're gonna wire up the stereo. His buddy does it, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna put this in. And we of course had a 4Runner video. And the guy watched and he says, no, we're not doing this. I'm driving up to Clearwater to have those guys do it. And he's like, dude, we can do this right here. And he goes, just watch the video. The guy who does this, it's his side job. He goes, yeah, I would drive up there too. The way he goes, I don't do amp.
And this is the reason why we have people, and it's not like bashing or say something like that, because this is the reason why people drive from all over the place. You know? California, Ohio, and all these places come here that we appreciate for all those customers for zip ties and this crazy stuff. It's weird, but
totally agree. But it's one of those things that's like.
Aaron, thank you for the fight, man.
You do you, we do us. If you like what we do, you do it. If you don't like what we do, don't do it. If I like what you do, I'm gonna copy it. I mean, why not? It's not like I invented the zip tie. No.
Yeah. Somebody, did you even zip tie, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
You have that shirt?
I was gonna say we have that shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have that shirt. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Read something else.
All right, hang on.
That shirt. Oh, Jesus, right on top of the page.
Look at that.
There you go. Do you have a zip tie, bro? If you want to pick yourself up one of these to look cool, a hoodie, a t-shirt, one for your girl.
Yes.
Hey, that's awesome. You can find them at teespring.com/store/5star. There you go. And then, of course, there's the one coming up. 4th of July is coming up, guys. You need to get yourself the 5-star American flag. That is awesome. All right, back to the show.
All right, back to the show. Max volume for a 2018 Civic SI was 30.
Okay.
I don't know about all the models. The stock touchscreen clip at 35.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
No, the problem we run into is most of the people see their install on Instagram. And so they all have, they'll come in and like, yeah, I saw it on Instagram. Thoughts on new Sony ES? So we learned about the new Sony stuff back in December? I think it was December. We learned that we learned that there was new stuff coming out. We didn't get any details.
They were going to come out with something.
We knew that they were coming. They let us in on it. And once we know more, of course, we'll share with you because we know the line is going to get bigger. Mm-hmm. We know there's a lot more to come out. It's a whole thing that they're going to be doing.
Just wait for it.
Don't think it's just speakers. They got a whole big wow coming out. So everyone be patient for that one. We were excited. I was not a Sony ES guy back in the day when that was a relevant product line. Mm-hmm. But I'm anxious to see where they'll go, only because of the people that they have working on it now, and also the environment that we're in now, as far as how cool things are right now. Like they dabble with that DSP of theirs. That's just kind of like, we're kind of making a DSP, but it's kind of a radio DSP, so it's not like super cool, but it's not. It's neat. Like you can, Bluetooth in and no radio in the dash. Yeah, so it's kind of cool that way. So I'll be anxious to see what this turns into. So
hey, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Any recommendations? Okay, this is totally different. Any recommendations for an entry-level camera for filming YouTube videos? Budget is $1,000 to $1,500.
Reality is you can do it with your phone. I'm going to tell you right now, before you spend a dime on a camera.
If you already.
Okay, don't spend a dime on a camera yet. Okay, if you haven't done it and you want to do YouTube videos, there's a company called Small Rig. Okay, Small Rig, SMALLRIG. All right, Small Rig makes a cage for your phone. All right, they make handles, they make a cage, has cold shoe mounts. And if you don't know what a cold shoe mount is, yeah, keep going. It's a whole thing. We have one on order for a project we have coming up, so we'll show it on here in a couple weeks. Yeah, just close out of that. If you go to, you can go to phones. Go up here. Yeah, it's really got to go slow.
Yeah.
You got to go. Anyways. Buy a nice microphone. So go over to Rode Microphone, pick yourself up a nice microphone, preferably one that is powered, meaning you have to charge it and or takes a battery. Okay, make sure you get the right converter for your phone. The reason why I say this is your phone will shoot 4K, it'll also shoot 60 frames or 30 frames, it'll shoot 1080. And you can do a lot with your phone. It's actually a great camera to use. If you've ever caught The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, that is filmed 100% on an iPhone. We used to shoot it with a Canon, and I was like, this is a pain in the butt. So we just switched exclusively to iPhone, and 9 times out of 10, we don't even put a microphone on it. I just use software, I use a Crumple Pop software, which is a levelizer that levels out all the audio. Here's the thing. The reason why you don't go out and spend a bunch of money on a camera, and where you just get like a rig, you get a nice mic, these are all things that you can transition. Like the rig you can always use, and it's a universal rig, you can use it. Did you find it?
What?
The rig? You were on there.
Right there.
Yeah, okay, hold on, let me go to Fernando's page here, Fernando's laptop. So, scroll down. So these are all like phone rigs you can get, and they make a universal one. It's for some reason not showing up right now. But
this is the website right here.
Yeah. But you can easily turn your phone into a great camera. Start making videos, okay? Now, if you're one of those guys that has to spend $1,000 on a camera just to have a camera, figure out, okay, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to use it? We shoot with all the M-body Canons. So Canon makes a bunch of M-bodies. I would look at either the M6 or the M5. The 6 is the best, which we have. I know, right? You're going to spend about $1,000, you know, and then it'll fit the bill. But there again, you're used to this. Get a couple videos under your hat, meaning make a couple videos, have some fun with it, see if it's something you even want to do before you go out and spend $1,000 on a camera. Because it's a lot of money, and if you don't end up using it, it kind of sucks. Okay.
All right, Ben, thank you for the 20, man. What's up, guys? I want to get my install done. Been trying since February. It's so hard to get hold of Paul.
Yeah.
Even Cape Coral, I drove there on April. I had to add more miles just to get a date. By the way, I love your videos.
What's his name?
Ben.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, and I will let you know, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
How do you decide when to use a distribution block for 2 amps instead of connecting directly to the battery? Ooh. All right. I like that. I don't have any amplifiers out right now. If the amplifier has fusing on the amplifier, meaning there's the side of the amp, there are fuses, I'm going to use a power distribution block. If there are no fuses on the side of the amplifier, like the focals we used earlier this week, I'm going to use a fuse holder distribution block, and or make a fuse holder distribution block depending on the size wire that I'm running. Now, if the amplifiers are going to be in the same location, meaning they're going to be side by side next to one another, and we have a clean route to where we can run like a 0 gauge or 4 gauge depending on the side of the amplifiers, then we'll stick with one wire and do a distribution block. If let's say it's like a kicker key and like a key 501, or two Rockford amplifiers that take 8 gauge.
Yeah.
At that point, we're going to more than likely run a 10 gauge and an 8 gauge, or two 8 gauge for the Rockfords, just because it just seems easier. If the amplifiers are going to be mounted under two different locations, then they're going to get two power wires. So that's kind of the thought process there. I will never put one amp under a seat, power distribution block, jump over to the other one. I don't like that. It just, to me, seems wrong. I'm going to run two power wires out to the battery. Now, underneath the hood, you could put a fuse holder power distribution block if you wanted, instead of two fuse holders. We've done it a couple times. We typically forget. And Fernando just used to putting in the two. I like the fuse holders we use because they can unlock off of the mount. So that's usually why we typically do that. But sometimes when there's not enough space, we will switch it out to, let's say, a 0 gauge to 4 gauge distribution with fuse holder.
I would definitely, I don't know if you already did that, like Ben Mercado, if you send an email, the same information and everything, so I can remind Paul on Monday that we have to figure it out that. All right? For an installation on a dual battery, do you recommend to have the same battery or two different batteries? Doesn't matter.
If you're going to, okay, so that's one of those like, oh, we'll never have the answer to that question.
Right.
Really, what it comes down to with the second battery is if it's a daily driver and you have a small battery, not big battery. It really, we put Stinger batteries in with normal batteries all the time.
Right.
They don't have any
Perfectly
issues.
fine.
Perfectly works. If you're doing big battery, relay, isolator, whatever they're calling them now, you gotta separate those two batteries. That's all it comes down to. Fuse holder at each end, relay under the hood or back of the battery, wherever you want to put it. Separate those two bigger batteries when the car is off. When the car is on, you got a positive influx of current. They're going to work fine. In the past, like years and years ago, back when I started, it was like, oh no, you got to go to the store and you got to buy two batteries at the same time. And whatever. I mean, I've put in hundreds and hundreds of batteries, and very rarely do we ever run into, like, all the myths and legends of battery things. None of them, man. It's all just hoo-ha and ridiculousness.
Ooh-ah.
As long as you separate the two batteries when the car's off and they can't affect each other, you're fine. And there again, even if you don't put the relay in there and you're driving it every day and it's always, I've had guys do that for years and years and years with no problems. So everyone's a little bit different, but really it comes down to make sure you have fuse holders. There was a question or somebody made a comment about power run and amperage for 4 gauge. This is a power wire chart. And this tells us here across the bottom, length in feet, amperage, and then obviously right through the center here, this baby blue is 4 gauge. So if we're looking at 105 to 125 amps of current, if we slide across over here, that's good for 10 to 13 feet. If we come over here, so this you can Google this. Kicker has this on their website. At some point we'll have it on DNF Tool Drawer. But this answers all those questions. How long is the power wire going to be? And how much amperage can it handle?
I think normally it's in the 13 to 16 feet. Normally.
Well, 16 to 19 is kind of where we're at. So we can go 100 to 125 is max at 16 to 19 feet.
No, but I'm just talking about regular cars, like.
Yeah. Well, most cars are, I mean, there again.
Trucks sometimes.
If you're going underneath the seat, you're 10 to 13 feet.
All right, 16 to 19. There you go.
Yeah.
How can you fix the roll-off on an Accord 2021 non-premium system? I have the JL fix. No, I'm sorry. I have the JL tweak and the XD amplifiers.
You need the fix.
You need the fix.
Or you need a kicker key lock.
There you go.
The kicker key lock will do that for you. If you want to try to dial it in yourself, you can also do it with the audio control LC2i Pro. or just the regular LC2i has AccuBase. I would recommend the Pro because the Pro has the light on it to fix the bass roll-off. If you want to see an example of how that works, if you go into the YouTube channel here and type in LC2i Pro.
Yep.
We have a whole video talking about the LC2i Pro and how to use the AccuBase feature to fix the bass roll-off. But the kicker key lock will do it automatically. So it just wires in, and it adds an inverted loudness curve to it, which fixes it.
All right. It's upgrading from kicker 675, so 6 3/4 components.
Okay.
To the KS. Worth it? I have to build an adapter since the deeper structure. Just wonder if is that much better. So which one is the 675? The CS? If it's the CS going to the KS, I mean the KS is definitely way better. Do you gonna notice the difference?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Depends. I mean, if you
have like an amplifier,
if you're a balls to wall all day long kind of guy, you might be like, well, that's a little different.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you're kind of just gonna be like,
right. So, but definitely you have to get brackets.
You gotta remember, you really, all right. Everyone says 3 dB is louder. All right. It is a little. 6 dB, a little more. 9 dB, wow. That's louder. We sat in a room, JL Audio, at a Knowledge Fest, and they played 3 dB, and they were like, can anyone hear the difference? It was like, no. Oh, yeah, that's 9 dB. There's a big difference at 9 dB. So the first time you could really audibly be impressed was 9 dB.
That was a good demo.
That was a great demo. And the reason why I say that is we as humans need significant change in order to make a noticeable difference in our lives, all right? With everything. When you're going from, let's say, one type of speaker that has it's shallow, it has, it's like a $49 speaker, and you go up to a $149 speaker, you're gonna hear a big difference, okay? But, that's just how it works. The bigger the change, the bigger the difference, the more you'll notice. So when you ask if it's worth it, it really just comes down to how big of a change are you looking for, are you expecting? When you go from like one style tweeter to another style tweeter, it's like, oh, I'm buying this tweeter, why? Oh, it's gonna sound better. Might not. Might not. Might actually sound the same. Might be more detail. I had a discussion with somebody this week where we were talking about the price of speakers do not denote how loud the speaker will be. So for example, if you buy a $3,000 set of mid-range, that doesn't mean that speaker is loud as hell and is going to blast you out of the car. Really, if you want to be blasted out of the car, you could spend $100 on a set of mid-range, set of louds, and that'll make you wish you weren't even in the car. Okay, and that's $100. What you're going to get for that $3,000 is the clarity, the definition, and like just the sonic, oh my God, that you're not going to get for anything less than that. So, really, these are all the things that we all of us, fans, consumers, installers, professionals, we kind of have to deal with every day, is trying to find that balance between what's worth it, what makes sense, and what is really going to make a difference.
All right. So for the 2018 and the DM608, if you max volume, it's 35 input gain. Should I just put that to 12 dB for input and ignore the maximized light?
No.
Do these then set the gains using 1K -5 or 50 -5, use the auto EQ?
No.
That's no.
No, you wouldn't put the, no. You have to figure out where the distortion is all along the path. So, if you, have you watched the Diamore gain train video? I guess that's where I'd start, because you're at the amplifier, and that's where you're testing all along to figure out where everything is at. If you're playing pink noise into a audio control DSP, on the front page where your input mode is, you can see what the signal looks like. Put it on slow, and you can see where the curve is coming off of the factory radio. If you then apply the autocorrect to it, and you go to the last page of the software, which is whatever they call the last page, I don't know where to go there. You can see the input RTA, and you can see the output RTA, and you can see how much, if it's flatter. And then at that point, once you know it's flatter, you could run your gains and start setting them from that point. Keep in mind that it is an EQ DSP, which means you can go positive and or negative. So if you start to do something like, I'm going to put it at, negative 5 dBs of gain overlap, that's positive 5 dBs of gain that you're adding to the system. Could be fine. It could also be a real pain if you decided to go into your EQ and boost anything by, I don't know, 3 or 4 dB, because now you have 9 dBs, almost 10 dBs of gain. So with the DSP, go a little less. Less is more with a DSP, okay?
Yeah.
Don't always try to get every single inch of sound out of the amplifier, man. Just dial it back just a little bit. And keep in mind, like, they don't all have to play balls to the wall, Gain overlap, gain adjust, gain structure, call it whatever you want. Your tweeters could be here, your mid bass could be here, your rear speakers could be somewhere in between, and your subwoofer could be through the roof. It just, the gains don't, find out what the maximum gain is and start turning down from there if you have to. But, bolts 1, 3, thank you, Christian.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, that means the girls will be happy. Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
That won't let me send a peach. Will Alpine R-types fit into a Tundra 6x9 component set in the front and the 6.5 in the rear? Yeah. The Alpines are pretty universal. Obviously, get the brackets. Go over to metroonline.com, pick up the brackets that you need for that particular vehicle, and you'll be all set. They're really nice. R-types, you're gonna like them in that truck. They sound really good. If you can afford it, I know, swing for the X-types. Just saying. It's a little bit more. It's probably a lot more. But you're going to love the R-types. It's a great speaker. And the new R-type tweeter is phenomenal. They really, in my mind, the old R-type tweeter was a nice tweeter. It was nice. It was very, very vanilla. Okay, it was very bang. But you could have a lot of fun with it with an EQ. The new one, wow. They fixed that issue. It ain't vanilla anymore. It's super sexy.
Yeah. Mine is in October. Bobby.
My volume level varies between 25 to 42 depending on songs recording. Fang of Truth, thank you. Yes. You're right, it does. And that's the other thing. It's trying to find the happy balance between, one of the questions we always get asked every time I'm sitting in a car is, what's the loudest I can play it to? And there is no set number, all right? If you're listening to some 80s, 90s rock music that was recorded like crap, you're going to want a little bit more on the volume knob because it's recorded like crap. If we go in and we play some, new music that's been recorded in the last 5 minutes, well, hey, back it down, bro. 'Cause it's like, holy Jesus. Like, that's a lot of sound. A lot of compression's been added to it. It's just better tools for making the sound better. So, 10 digits on the volume control between old music and new music makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, we can't all, but there again, it also is a lot of control that you have to have. So in some cases, when I know someone is just going to be brutal on it, we're not going to give them that control. We're going to dial it back down and be like, no, this is it, man. Sorry. Because I don't need you blowing every speaker in the car just because you're like, I'm going to listen to Billie English as loud as I possibly can right now. Woo, yeah!
All right, can you recommend me a DSP for $200?
No, I can't.
How much is the DSR1?
It's $270.
There you go. $70 more. you get the DSR1.
Okay, listen. All right. Ask yourself this: if you're standing under a waterfall, okay, in the forest, do you go like this? No, because you don't know what's up at the top of that. So what they always say, go to the source. The source is the most important, okay? The reason why we went from cassettes to CDs and from records to cassettes to CD, okay, was always there was something better. Your DSP, everything passes through your DSP in your system. Everything. Everything. I get it if you just want to have a DSP to play with. If you just want to play the DSP, by all means, go buy a Dayton. I mean, whatever. It's fun to play with, all right? But if you're serious about your sound and you're like, oh my gosh, if you've got a $250 amplifier or a $120 to $300 set of components and you're trying to put a $200 DSP in there, don't. Because all it's going to do is make it sound worse. It's not... It is the most important thing in there. People talk about engine noise, talk about floor noise. Everything passes through your DSP. It's the cheapest thing in there.
Everything.
You're gonna get all the noise. It's not worth
good
it.
Quality. Yeah. Fernando say, how was the cake, Dean?
How was the cake, Fernando?
It was good. It was good.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, they put a lot of freaking sugar in it. Oh my god. Dude, they made that cake like they made macaroni and cheese in that video. Did you watch the macaroni and cheese video?
Yes, of course.
Okay, they made the cake just like they made macaroni and cheese.
Ooh.
Now we know where Haley got it from, because Sue and her were like, sugar.
She's like, let me measure it.
Yeah. It's
Well,
some for me. Let's put some more in there. Oh my god. I'm like, no wonder.
Because El Fernandez's birthday was the day before.
Oh, spectacular.
Yeah.
Happy
So
birthday.
that's like, yeah.
What DSP did you have any thoughts on the Hyphonics? I haven't tried the Hyphonics yet. I haven't had a chance to play with
Hyphonics
that
Medusa
yet.
DSP? Did they make it?
I'm sure they
DSP?
do. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel everybody makes a DSP now.
They all have the same software, so
Yeah,
it just comes down to the components they put
Pretty
in.
much.
Most people listen to streaming music and the quality is poor.
And that's it, right there.
But thanks to Apple, soon we're gonna have high-res audio
I
coming in.
can't wait, man.
Woo,
I wake
baby.
up every day and it's like, no.
Not today. Soon.
today.
And there again, that's great for both Android users and iPhone
Yeah.
users,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's making Spotify and Amazon take notice, and they're going to be
Dropping it.
They're like, you're not going to have to pay for high res anymore.
You gotta send a letter to Apple. Thanks, guys.
So it was a heart attack cake. It was an instantaneous headache cake.
Oh my god. No, it was really good. But like when you eat it a lot, it's like...
Yeah, it was those little pieces I gave everybody was plenty.
Yeah.
But they did a good job. It had a lot of flavor to it. It was wonderful. For those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, yesterday was my birthday. Haley and Sue both made me a birthday cake. We have this other channel we call The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, and Haley filmed the video. And so for those of you who've never seen it, if you
Go watch it.
If you want to get in the know,
Yeah.
go watch Haley and Sue make a cake and us taste test it and have a glorious time at doing that.
Coffee and cake. I
And
had
you get-
coffee in the morning.
I
And
don't think
cake.
you'd want to have coffee with
Woo!
this cake, man. You'd be ready for the day for sure.
What do I have noise with my Tweak JL audio processor with engine running or not?
It's probably not the engine then. It's probably
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
It could be bleed through on another component in the car. Remember,
RCAs broke or something?
I mean, no. It could. Yes, it could be a bad RCA. It could be that it's sitting next to something in the car that is bleeding RF, and the unit is picking it up. It could be a bad body control module that's leaking. There's a lot of things that could cause noise. You have to figure out what kind of noise it is. Pick it up, move it around the car if you can.
Yeah.
Try a different set of RCAs. Try a different ground point. Try grounding it towards the front or at the amplifiers. So there's a couple things you can do there. Or at the end of the day, if nothing seems to work at all, get an RA, send it back, have them check it out. There could be something internally wrong with it. These are microprocessors, and sometimes they don't like the fact that they're in cars. It happens for sure.
That's right, Christian. Higher Apple.
Hey guys, it's an hour. I know, right? It goes by so fast. Thank you guys for having fun with us today, and we hope you did have fun. We had a lot of fun. I enjoy this because this is the end of the week. It gets us ready to get on with that. We will be back Monday because there is no holiday. I I don't know if there's going to be a topic on Monday because I didn't do one this week, so I don't know if I'll have time to deal with it tomorrow or not. But for those who don't know what we're talking about, head over to Facebook at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, where we do the longest-running Q&A show on the internet. Dean and Fernando Car Stereo Talk on Facebook. And with that, make sure you head over to teespring.com/store where you can pick up your cool shirts. Do you zip tie, bro? I don't know. You can pick that one up. And of course, if you want to pick up any of the cool tools at all, head over to DNF Tool Drawer. That's dnftooldrawer.com. There you can find all the cool tools that we use to make our installations look neat. There's plastic there. Install Stuff has neat things like tape and the FlexiLoom and all the heat shrink and the ferrules. And we put it all in a convenient place so that you guys can find it all and make your installs that much cooler. Have
a good day off.
We need new shirts. I know. It's every night when I go home, Sue tells me that. It sucks. We're working on it, man. It's like
it's no time.
Here's the priority list, and that's like not even on it yet. So, but with that, hey, it's Saturday night. Are you gonna go out and have fun tonight? If you are,
I do.
Have fun, but be safe. Take an Uber, take a Lyft. You don't have to wear masks anymore in most parts of the world, or the United States, as it is, because we're all just crazy and having a good time. If you got your poke, well, have some fun. Drink a beer, but arrive alive. Get home safe, because we want to see you back here on Monday on either 5 Minutes of 5-Star on Instagram or on the 6:30 show.
That's right.
Monday nights, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Oh, also, High Five Vega will be back for vacation, so Thursday night we will have Reverse Polarity and Side Jag. This week's episode will be featuring the 20th anniversary of Fast and Furious. That's right, the movie is 20 years old. It's one of High Five Vega's most favorite show. I don't know who the guest is going to be yet. We haven't figured that out because he's been on vacation. But who cares? It's still going to be a good time. And you can find those at the High Five Vega Network, as well as over on Side Jag, the YouTube channel.
There you go.
You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Let's do this right.